I bring to you a random day in a frugal life. Does it look like I'm wearing a minister's collar today? I'm not. I have put my shirt on both inside out and backwards, so let me fix that first. All right, my shirt's fixed, but now I've realized I've left my coffee upstairs from when I went up to wash my hair. Where? There it is. Good morning. Happy Monday, one and all. Frugal babies are getting ready for school. We have to zip up the uniform. On a typical day, I'd use both hands. There we go. Look at that long, flowing, curly hair. Stop it. I've already made my bed, such as it is. You know, I'm a great advocate of making your bed every day, as studies show that the habit of making your bed actually has a drastically positive impact on one's overall happiness. I know, it's so pretty. And yes, when my old pillowcases tear, I patch them. The clock says 7:23, but it's not really that late because I set it fast so that when I wake up, I trick myself into thinking it's later than it is, and I have a few extra minutes to get going in the morning. So it's really more about 7:10. So, Autumn's already dressed, and their lunches are already made in their backpacks. Isn't this clock radio pretty? It's so nice that I'm showing it off. I've had this since I was, I don't know, in about 6th grade, I think. Sony, the brand that lasts forever. There she is again. Are we brushing our hair, Missy Pooh? Hairdo? Hairdo. Give me the brush. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the coffee. I forgot it again. And there's our hairdo. It's a pigtail day. Lovely. Oh my gosh, you've got the red eyes of a demon this morning. What's up with that?
Basil. Good morning, Basil. Are you ready?
Are you ready, Basil? Are you ready for your day? Oh, yes. There he is. Here are your socks, Neve. They were on the kitchen counter, of course. There you go. For breakfast today, I'm using up last night's homemade, fabulous, delicious mashed potatoes. You might recall from previous dumpster dives that we have a ton of potatoes on hand right now. So I think we're going to, what am I doing with this bowl? We're going to be having a lot of mashed potatoes. And they do heat fine as leftovers, but the kids prefer them fresh. They're not wild about them as leftovers. But I'm going to turn these leftover mashed potatoes into potato pancakes. So I'm going to crack in 2 eggs, stir this around. I have my dumpster little cast iron mini skillet heating on the stove with a little olive oil on it. Okay, there's the hot cast iron skillet. And here we go. A little extra sprinkling of salt. There's actually hardly any salt in the salt shaker. I need to put more salt in here to accompany the rice that's in here to keep it from clumping. All right, we'll let those fry up for a sec. And this morning we'll be serving up those potato pancakes with some chunks of watermelon. We went to a fair over the weekend and there was a farmer's market, or a farm stand. And I bought a great big huge watermelon as well as the biggest cantaloupe I've ever seen in my life. Do you want to see it? Okay. Here it is, the biggest cantaloupe ever. Okay, while the potato pancakes are cooking, I'll give you a quick glimpse of what we have inside the lunchbox today. Usually I make the lunch while the girls are eating their breakfast, but I got up super early today and did it ahead, and I had done some of the prep last night, which made life so much easier this morning. Anyway, we have the standard Monday fare. Their favorite thing is tuna. So, Autumn gets a tuna sandwich. Neve gets tuna and crackers because she prefers to put her own little sandwiches together on crackers. Their water bottles are separate because I couldn't really fit them in these lunch boxes. All right, we have a plum and a little mini orange. We have 10 little bunny grams. Okay, we have a little bag of gorgeous, I mean, those are simply gorgeous organic tomatoes. from our very own garden, and a little bag of pretzels, that's for snack. And what prep did I do last night to make my life easier? I bagged up the snack pretzels. I got the lunch container out of the pantry. I made the tuna, because a lot of times I've been making the tuna salad the same morning. I made the tuna last night, and I planned in my head to do a plum and a little orange. So, yeah. Let's see if it's time to flip the potato pancakes. I got a lot of good advice from everybody on this iron skillet and what to do with it and what not to do with it. Of course, I'd already done the don't do things before I got the advice, like don't wash it. I'd already washed it because I got it out of a dumpster. And it did rust, which, you know, surprise, surprise. So then I washed it again to clean the rust off, and then I oiled it and seasoned it and followed everybody's wisdom on the care and maintenance of the cast iron skillet. Possibly a little bit browner than I would like, but okay, you know, not burned. It's okay. Ketchup will cover a lot of ills. And there's the potato pancake all plated up with a blob of ketchup and some watermelon. And we are running low on ketchup, so I could put that on my list of things to find in a dumpster, things to buy cheap somewhere, or something to make, since I have several cans of organic tomato paste that I got free with couponing. How's the food, girls? What do you think of the potato pancakes? Really? Seriously? Like, honestly? Okay. It's not typical of Frugal Daddy to disappear in the morning and get ready for school time. Unless it's garbage day and he's dragging all the trash out, but I don't know where he is. I do not know. Pigtails or braids? Pigtails or braids? Pigtails or braids, I say! Pigtails! All right, just confirming.
Just like me.
Okay. Alrighty, there you go. Boom, excellent. If you're finished, which I don't think you are because you have more watermelon to eat, we need to brush teeth and get going. Okay, let's go. And Daddy's joining us for the walk. Oh, you're so jaunty. As Frugal Daddy and I walk home, we're able to discuss our plans for the upcoming day. What are your plans for the upcoming day, Frugal Daddy?
Finish Grandpa's car.
Working on the car.
Yes.
Working on Grandpa. That's what we call my dad's old car that we inherited from him several years ago when he stopped driving due to death. So we're working on Grandpa today, whose front bumper has been laying on the kitchen floor.
I thought you were going to say, we're working on Grandma now.
Yeah, Grandpa's gone, now we're working on Grandma.
No! Yes, the bumper has been sitting in the kitchen because it rained a couple days and I wanted to finish fixing it.
And the bumper is off the car because the car was innocently parked in a CVS parking lot in Philadelphia, and it was the victim of a hit and run. A big black SUV apparently tried to park in the same spot where Grandpa was already parked and smashed into the bumper and then drove off.
Tore it off of the car.
And even though there was a witness to the incident who took pictures of the big black SUV with its license plate,
And the person driving.
Our insurance company is still just not able to, not able to get that $500 deductible back from that company.
Yeah.
And do the police pursue something like that? No, they do not. Not unless there's injury to a person. They don't care. They don't care that the people damaged property and left the scene of an accident. But no, are they going to do anything to pursue these criminal miscreants who drove into Grandpa? I just spit all over the place. So that's your day planned. I have some fun mom stuff planned, like cleaning the house. That's my big plan. Putting away laundry. Guess what Frugal Daddy gets for breakfast? Potato pancakes.
Oh.
Yep. He's getting the kids' leftovers, plus all that is left to be made. He thinks that you can put maple syrup on them. Even though I keep telling him, think French fries, don't think pancakes.
I know. And I sampled it just before we walked out the door, one bite, and I thought, I'm going to start putting syrup on my French fries.
Oh, jeez. Frugal Daddy just found some binoculars laying in the grass. And he says they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're Cascos. They are. They actually are pretty good.
Those will be handy when the big ships are going up the river. Then we can see the guy steering the ship up close with our
What
new.
would happen if you stuck that?
I don't think it'll do anything. It's not helpful. Look who's here to welcome us home. Oh, who's a big boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a smart boy? Yes, it's you.
Yes,
Oh, is he
big
handsome?
boy.
You're so handsome. Yes. I did the dishes. I got Frugal Daddy fed. I have the vets coming today to pick up a donation. I need to get some more stuff together for that and tidy up this area. All of this stuff I need to tidy up. Coffee still, coffee. I like to organize things in bins, but now we're at the point of having so many bins, I don't know where to put the bins. We have crayons in the bin, but where does the crayon bin go? We have this bag of games I've been meaning to go through. Frugal Daddy found these in somebody's trash, I believe, and the thing is they're duplicates of games we have. Like this obviously is Connect 4. We have that. So if I can get all the pieces together, that can be a donation. What is this? Pick a card, any card. Here, Pumpkin, pick a card. Pick a card, any card. You never know what time the vets are going to come. They could come any minute. That's why I've got to get this done quickly. The whole day up to 3 o'clock is really a bit of a frenzy because once we get the kids from school, like that's it. That's like done for really getting anything done of what I need to get done. Because I really want to focus, once they're home from school, I want to focus on them. What is in this box? I don't even know. What is that doing there? We want to do extra reading, and we need some time to play outside. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Yesterday, we were playing freeze tag and Mother May I outside, and I have a feeling they're going to want to play that again. I almost had a heart attack running around playing freeze tag. Obviously, I need to build up my physical fitness and endurance a little bit. I like to cook something with them. I like to involve them in cooking dinner or bake cookies or something after school. You know, the whole perfect mom, Martha Stewart thing. Of course, it never goes quite that way. But anyway, that's why the day up to that point is just, it's like a frenzy of trying to get stuff done. It just is. So stop talking and get stuff done. All right, here we have part of Connect 4. Uno cards. We've been very into playing card games lately, including, but not limited to Uno. I have cards from like 5 or 6 different games here to figure out and sort through. I'm not familiar with these games, but here we have flashcards for learning Spanish, but I think it goes with a game. It's not just cards. Things a doctor uses. Cosas que usa el doctor. Obviously, I don't speak Spanish. And then we have Rummy Kind. We have little tiles for that. I'll give you a little Frugal Daddy tip. When we get cards, you know, cards, nice firm cards, but we don't have a full deck, and whoever said we were playing with a full deck? We don't just throw them away. Daddy thinks we have to keep them all, as we must keep everything, but what we use them for, since they're firm and firmer than just a piece of paper, we use them for scraping up stuff like cat vomit from carpet. A little tip in case you have cards that you were going to get rid of because you don't have a full deck. All right, the laundry's hanging up to dry. What are you doing? The laundry's hanging up to dry. Frugal Daddy was taking a quick break to drag me down some of the rabbit holes of his thinking. And before he goes back out to his little chores, we're going to open this mystery can that he found dumpster diving.
She was going to open that by herself. And I said, there's no way.
Everybody make your prediction. Given the size of the can, what do you think it is? It's a pop top. That's significant. Here's a clue. You can hear the liquid. So it's not a solid loaf of dog food, for example. Because you can feel the liquid. It's as if it's carrots sloshing around.
I was going to say white potatoes.
You think white potatoes?
Yeah.
It
sounds like white potatoes.
I know. I really hope it's fruit like pineapple or peaches. But I'm going to go with carrots because it just came into my mind as if it is so. All right, are you ready? Y'all have your predictions? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. say...
Wait, let me smell. Corn.
No, smell.
Oh my God, it smells. Oh.
I know.
Yeah, it smells just like corn. It's tomato soup.
It's tomato soup or sauce?
I mean, it smelled like tomato.
I think it's tomato sauce. Here, look.
Pour that out and heat it up for lunch.
Let's just dump it on the floor. All right, there we go.
Can I drink it out of the can?
No, I don't think it's not tomato sauce. It's too chunky. Well, it's diced.
Like some kind
it's
of
diced
salsa
tomatoes with some kind of weird fleck. What is that?
It's the burnt tomato, I think.
Eat that. Eat the black fleck. What is that? Oh, you know what? It is like the skin because they're fire roasted.
Yeah, yummy. Open your mouth.
Oh, stop it. Don't be disgusting. Is that such a thing? Does that even exist? Do you think these are edible? Is this good?
Yeah, it looks like it's probably fire roasted. Like,
But is that even a thing? Have you ever seen that? Fire roasted chunks of tomatoes with black flecks? Here, have another one.
slightly burned tomatoes.
Slightly. I bet nobody guessed that. Well, I rinsed off the knife. And now we're going to make some fruit salad. And then we're going to mix up some cleaning potions. So, I know a day in the life is so boring, I might as well stop filming now. But I'm back. Okay. So, fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Of course, I'm using some dumpster fruit. Just trying to do something a little different than just sticking orange wedges on their plate, which I sometimes do. And what I have to work with at the moment are oranges. We have some cara oranges, some peaches, and a plum. I think we're going to have cheese quesadillas for supper. I think I'll make some rice and beans to go along with that. I haven't made rice and beans in ages. And perhaps a little green salad. Yes. Yes, indeed. Get those fruits and veggies in. It almost looks like a pink grapefruit. It's that pink. All right, cleaning potions. So we have our bottles over here. We have a big bottle of bleach here. That's almost empty. I need to put bleach on the shopping list. And then we have an empty spray bottle and my empty, get the tomatoes out of the way. Empty toilet bowl cleaner thing. So I'm just going to put water in both of them. They're basically going to have the same thing. Water with a little bit of bleach, a little bit of vinegar, and a little squirt of dish soap. And that works pretty well for a lot of things. And I will write bleach on the front of both containers just to remind myself that those are cleaning products I have made up that contain bleach. One has to remind oneself of that, lest one go squirting bleach everywhere. Oh, you want to see what happens when people don't pay attention to chlorine and bleach and... Oh, hold on one sec. So if you know anything about me, you know one of my very favorite t-shirts that you've seen me wear many times is my gray pizza t-shirt that says, Eat No, and then there's a picture of a cow. Yep, there it is, Eat No Cow. But wait, that doesn't look gray anymore, does it? It looks sort of, oh, I don't know, the dark red that dark colors turn when bleach goes on them. See, there's a little bit of a different color down at the bottom. And no, it doesn't look cool like this. No, this is not acceptable. No, I don't wear this color. No. What happened? Oh, I don't know. Frugal Daddy took this shirt and tossed it into the little kiddie pool out back. He knows the pool is chlorinated because he's the one who puts the chlorine in. And everybody knows what chlorine does to clothing. And I've had that shirt longer than I've had Frugal Daddy. So... that's why when you're making cleaning products with bleach, make sure to mark them. So just so you remember and you don't go splashing bleach everywhere. Obviously, with a toilet bowl cleaner, safe to assume that's pretty much only going to go in the toilet. But you know, when you're revamping one of your spray bottles of something, you must. Anyway, this toilet bowl cleaner. This is some cheap stuff I bought at Walmart, and you can tell it's cheap. Well, one, the price was cheap, but I mean cheap product. It was very, very thin and watery. It was not a thick gel-type cleaning product. We went through it very, very quickly because... I just dropped orange on the floor. Because Neve was cleaning the toilets, and she goes crazy with the cleaning product. Fine. Why is my sweet little baby cleaning toilets? Well... I'll tell you why. We've come up with a new chore chart system, which I'll show you in a second after we make the fruit salad and the cleaning products. And the girls helped come up with the chores to be included on the chore chart. And when I said, hey, how about cleaning toilets, they didn't balk at that. And I thought, okay, well, it's a life skill. I mean, you need to know how to clean a toilet. I know a lot of people who don't know how to clean a toilet. So I put it on the list so I could teach them how to clean toilets, and it can be one of the chore options. I'm hoping this chore chart will be a good system for keeping them responsibly involved with the maintenance of their home. I think studies prove that doing chores is nothing but beneficial in the development and overall life trajectory of the individual child. It's not like I have her reaching way down into the toilet with a sponge, scrubbing toilets. I mean, she just squirts an abundance of that product in there and goes to town with a brush. She seems to really like it too, because she requests that chore, which I'm a little surprised by, but it's keeping the toilets clean. So I'll show you that chore chart in 1 second. I got the idea for it from Queer Eye. I watched this episode months and months and months ago, and I thought, oh, I want to do a chore chart just like that. But I got the impression they bought theirs at Target maybe, and I obviously was not going to go out to Target and buy this chore thing. So I was waiting for the appropriate piece of metal to come my way, and then it did. To be, you'll see. And then we made the magnets ourselves. You'll see. This is such a fun day, isn't it? Now, typically I do spend a couple of hours each day at the computer working on YouTube stuff, editing videos, answering comments, so forth and so on. I try to do my YouTube work in the morning, early in the morning before the kids wake up, and then while they're at school. When they're home, I am trying not to be on the computer. I'm trying to focus on them and on our family time so they don't grow up with the only memory of me being mommy's always on the computer. So usually during the day when they're at school, I'll work on editing videos, and it's kind of time consuming, and while things are saving and processing, then I'll rush off to hang laundry up, which I actually have to go hang more laundry up now because another load just finished washing. We have a lot of towels going through the laundry right now. We had a little bit of an issue yesterday when the sink upstairs in the bathroom was left running and plugged, and it doesn't have an overflow drain, which is really a massive design flaw. Whoever had a sink without that extra little overflow drain? Ours doesn't have it. And I'm not going to say this is the first time we've overflowed it, because it's at least the third, possibly the fourth. But it happened. So that means that this water is just pouring all over the bathroom floor and then leaking through and dripping down into the kitchen. So we had a flood in the kitchen and a flood in the bathroom. Hence, many towels were used to sop up this mess. So many extra loads of laundry have been going on to clean all these towels. I try not to do any computer work on the weekends because the kids are home from school, which means I need to try to get ahead during the week. So it's always just this constant rush and pressure. Okay, here's the chore chart I mentioned before. Frugal Daddy found this big piece of white magnetic sheet metal somewhere. I have the chart divided side to side for each child, up and down for their to-do list and their completed list. Here's our little basket of magnets. The girls and I made these together. The magnets themselves, well, that's the number 8. That's one of your classic refrigerator type magnets. Some of them are magnets that we also found in the trash. Now, what do you think that is on the other side? It's actually some kind of construction truck with a crane, if you can picture that. We use those to make our own little chore magnets. This one, for example, dry food in cats' bowls. So one of the girls would be in charge of making sure the cats' bowls have dry food. You would put that chore in the to-do area, and then once the child has completed the chore, she then can move it into the completed area. Other chore possibilities include help with the dishes. So that means after supper, one of the kids would help me wash up and put the dishes in the dishwasher. Clean the fridge and dishwasher. This is a chore the kids love, which is basically slopping soapy water all over the front of the refrigerator and dishwasher and supposedly drying it off. We also have set the table. See, that one's a cow magnet on the back. This one is clean the walls. That means take the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and go around and try to wipe handprints and, yes, footprints off the walls. Here's Neve's favorite, clean the toilet. I think she loves this chore too much for some reason. I don't know why. Here's one that says, be Dad's helper. So that's, of course, very open-ended and could be used in any number of ways that Dad wants it to be used. We also have magnets that say, brush your hair, brush your teeth, read a book, things like that that you really need to do every day and then can move to your completed area, giving you that fabulous sense of accomplishment and helpfulness that is critical for all children to build their self-esteem and sense of efficacy. So there you go. That's our chore chart. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon now, and all of this morning's laundry has dried, and we're going to hang up a whole new load. Okay, so once I get the dry laundry folded and put away, we're going to do a quick tidy of the living room, a quick vacuum. I'm really not getting to the yard work I wanted to get to. Maybe later this afternoon, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Kids from school in about 25 minutes, so I want to quick eat something because I haven't had any lunch. So I'm going to make a smoothie, or it might be a smoothie bowl, depending on how thick it turns out. So here's our blender. We have ordered the replacement part to fix the NutriBullet, but for the moment we're using your good old-fashioned blender, and I'm putting in watermelon juice that was just left from cutting up watermelon. The last splash of almond milk, just to use that up. I have a frozen banana here. I'm going to break it up. In fact, let me get a knife. I'm going to cut it up into small pieces because my blender is just not as good at using giant chunks of frozen fruit as the NutriBullet is. So we'll start to blend that up. I'd love to get this as thick as really thick soft serve ice cream. That would be my goal. Oh, probably need to plug it in though. Every now and then you have to stop it and poke stuff around. A lot of times your frozen chunks kind of freeze together when they hit the liquid in there. In case you're wondering why I have little pots of dirt on the kitchen counter, I'm trying to grow some herbs. I have some small pots started. This one's going to be rosemary. Over here I have pots for spearmint and oregano. I'm hoping to grow them on the windowsill throughout the fall and winter. As you can see, I added some frozen blueberries, and it's nice and thick. So I'm putting it into this bowl. I'm pretty excited about this, actually. While it was blending around, I about halfway unloaded the dishwasher. And I'm going to top it with my amazingly delicious homemade granola. What does you say when you're making a pot of tea? Like a spoon of tea for each person plus one for the pot. This was 2 handfuls of granola for the smoothie bowl and 1 to jam in my mouth right away. Same thing, right? All right, I'm going to go back to the computer to respond to comments from YouTube videos while I eat this, and then I have to dash off to get the girls. Heading out to get the girls, it looks like it might rain. That's new. Usually, honestly, I think that's the first time I've seen that. Usually he has his shirt on before he starts walking down the street to go get the girls. I've never seen that before.
You have to be good role models.
The girls wanted to stop at the playground on the way home.
Oh, chicken mama.
Pretty sharp.
Go fish. 2 octopus. Nothing more to me. Nothing
For
more
red.
to me.
We're gonna bake some chocolate chip cookies. Autumn doesn't want to. She said she'd like to eat a cookie, but she's kind of tired and is resting upstairs. So Neve is gonna be the helper. And we need to dump these 2 sticks of butter into the bowl. The oven is preheating to 350. We have chocolate chip cookie mix in a jar. Mix. Now we are going to add a little bit of vanilla. Just give it a splurp.
20 minutes up.
Splurp. Splurp. Okay. Splurp.
Wait.
Smells good, doesn't it? Splurp some more. That's a big splurp.
Starting with egg and number 1. Wait, all of the eggs?
Yeah, 2 whole eggs. Okay, well done. Before we taste it, it would probably be good to have it all mixed. You don't think so? Alright, you keep stirring and I'll bring the cookie tray over.
Should I taste it before we put it in the pan?
You mean in addition to the 3 times you've already tasted it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big cookie.
Well, that's an awfully little cookie. I'll put mine over here. I don't know how much they're going to spread. Alright, Nevia, I'm going to pop these in the oven and then I'm going to start making dinner. How about you go wash your hands? That was a nice move there. So I'm making cheese quesadillas for the kids for dinner. I'm also making rice and beans. So I'm going to get the rice going first. I'm going to measure out 1.5 cups of rice and rinse it in a sieve first and get 3 cups of water boiling and get the rice going, and then I'll get the beans going, and clearly nothing massively fancy here. I'm going to use canned black beans, and I'm going to use the mystery can of mystery tomatoes in with the beans. See, rinsing the rice. I never thought it was a big deal to rinse the rice, and I guess it's not a big deal, but until I tried it one time just to see, why do they even tell you to do that? And it made a big difference, I have to say. The end product was much fluffier, a fluffier rice dish at the end, as it were. The water is coming to a boil with some vegetable bouillon cubes, and I'm going to add extra garlic and cumin and lime juice. Oh my god, it just came to me. Lime juice, because we have so many dumpster limes. So the tomatoes from the mystery can are going in the pot. Are fire roasted tomatoes a thing? Did we just make that up? Because all those black specks, I mean, it looks like something that pretty typically happens when I'm cooking something, but are they on purpose in there? I think I'll chop up an onion and add that. I just took the cookies out of the oven and they're looking great. The potion for the rice is boiling, so I'll put the rinsed rice in and return it to a boil, and then cover it and lower the heat and set the timer for 22 minutes. And I will not lift the lid to check the rice during the cooking time. I learned that from Frugal Daddy. I used to lift the lid and check the rice, and he nearly had a stroke when he saw me do that. Like, that is just so wrong for cooking rice, apparently. So the onions are going into the pot, And the black beans are going into the pot, and the pot is going on the stove. It's best to clean up as you go. The second tray of cookies came out. I'm running out of space, so I put them on the radiator. The beans are looking really, really good. Oops, I slopped them, of course, out of the pan. So I'm going to throw together a quick salad while the rice is finished cooking, and then I'll get out the tortillas and cheese for the kids' quesadillas. So on goes a tortilla onto that cast iron skillet that we used for the potato pancakes. On goes some shredded cheddar cheese. I believe the tortillas and the cheese are both from dumpster diving. Always a safe assumption around here. We'll sprinkle a tiny bit of garlic powder on and a little smidge of cumin, and then put on the top tortilla. Okay, the rice should be ready, so let's take a look. And looks good. Looks cooked. There's no extra liquid floating around. It's not all burned to the bottom of the pan yet. So I consider that a successful rice journey. Here's how the rice and beans looks. Here's the little bowl of fruit each girl got.
I finished mine.
There's Daddy's plate. There's our little salad. And here are the kids' plates. They are opting not to have the beans.
I love
Drew, if you want to have a cookie for dessert, you have to eat your fruit and some of your salad.
Oh, are you sleepy? Oh, you're sleepy. Who is the prettiest girl? Yes, you are.
Now for quite possibly my very least favorite part of the day, cleaning up after supper. The girls asked if we could do a dance party, and I said, as soon as I'm done cleaning up the kitchen, we can have a dance party, but we have to fit it in before bath time. So I have to clean up quickly. And no, I have no tricks or tips. No, I just plow through it in misery.
Thank you. That was amazing.
So as I'm putting the kitchen to bed, I should be thinking about breakfast and lunch tomorrow for the kids. Well, breakfast is easy because it's either eggs and toast or cinnamon toast or cereal or bagels. It's not usually potato pancakes. Lunch sometimes sets my mind a whirl. I'm thinking tomorrow they're going to get peanut butter and jelly. So I'm going to put the jar of peanut butter out on the counter to remind me in the morning when I get up and can't think of whatever it was I thought of. And they'll each get a homemade cookie in their lunch, a drink, a fruit, a veg. The handle seems loose on my pot. I need the multi-purpose screwdriver. There we go, nice and sturdy again. Are we about ready for that dance party?
Yes, we are!
Nighty night.